Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Trying to get this moving. I'm a few minutes early, so I'm not rushing. I don't rush anyway. Doo, 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 doo. Okay. Najuma, welcome, my dear. You're the first person that I see in my chat. So glad to have you, my dear. How is everything in the great city of New York? How is everything there? Are you in good weather or bad? We're having very good weather in the Chicagoland area right now. Kind of unseasonable warmth. My teeth are getting tangled up in my lips. Isn't that a problem, right? Maybe a little Pepsi would help. What's everyone drinking, eh? Looky here, all the way from the beautiful city of Kingsport, I believe, or Johnson City 1, somewhere over in Eastern Tennessee. I think it's Kingsport. That is none other than our friend Kenneth. Kenneth Oakes, welcome, sir. We welcome you. If you don't know Najuma, then you don't know the fairest lady to come out of New York City. That's Najuma Brown. Uh, Kenneth is always doing taste tests, Najuma. If you haven't seen some of his taste tests, you're missing some real comedy. Saying her weather's good, that is very good to hear. We've got some friends that are going to be joining us in just a moment. They're getting ready to come up here. I'm going to let a couple more people come in. We've got 5 now, 6, 7, 8. I see my guests have arrived. I don't want to keep them waiting. And I want you to pose questions for them if you have any questions. I can tell you this, these are certainly experts in the field. They're experts because they're experienced. They've not done it for 40 or 50 years, but they've done it certainly long enough and frequently enough to understand the field and the subtleties of the travel, particularly the cruise. That is their specialty. A lot of people are into different forms of travel. My channel deals with encouragement and inspiration. So it's supposed to travel to your heart. That's the extent of my travel knowledge. I have been on 2 cruises in my life. They've both been Royal Caribbean. One was in 2008 with Mommy. Some friends got us that. And one was in 2014. My sister got that one for me. And it was on the Jewel of the Seas. It was a little bit bigger. And I thought they were both huge. They were bigger than my 18-foot runabout that I used in the northern lakes of Indiana. So, but had a good time, had a great time. Tyler is here. Best of Boat Worlds is here. John of John and Nancy are here. I am going to go ahead. I will introduce them, but they need no introduction. I think you all know Tony and Jenny Barnett. I am honored that they would take this time and be with me. And I want you to make them feel welcome. Uh, what should I do here? Let me see if I can fix that. There, that's better. That's better. Okay.
What's
Tony
going on,
and
Papa
Jenny,
Mozo?
welcome, my friends. Welcome so much.
How you doing?
Thank you for having us again, Papa Mozo.
Well, I'm very glad to have you. I didn't intentionally plan it, both of you, both times, but I'm actually glad you did.
Yes, well, thank you for re-inviting me. I couldn't make it the last time that Tony was here, so
That's
I
okay.
appreciate being with you now.
I'm very glad that you accepted. I do understand what it's like to be incredibly busy, and everyone thinks that their problem is your first priority. And I do not I would not, in the last 12 months, I would, if you ask me what is the least, maybe cleaning out sewers would be the worst job. But second to that, probably only being a travel agent and trying to keep up with people's unreasonable demands. And I know a lot of people are understanding, and that's good. And forgive my voice, folks. I don't know what has happened to it. I must have been screaming at mommy too much, but it has really been a tough, tough year. I feel for people like you, Jenny, and Sharon, and all the other ladies and gentlemen who are travel advisors. We used to call them travel agents when I was a kid, but I feel for you because I've seen horror stories of people talking to you like you're the family dog that got kicked out for eating chickens next door or something.
Well, I think for me, I've been super blessed, super lucky that I've not had anybody scream or disrespect me. I feel like they've been pretty understanding, and it's not anything that we did. So, or we can change, and that's the biggest thing. And it's just being empathetic with what they're feeling. I mean, we've all had cruises canceled, travel canceled, and I mean, it's heartbreaking sometimes. People plan this for 2-3 years, and to see it just kind of dwindle away, it's very sad. So it's been okay.
I did not realize until about a year ago when I was notified that it was time for me to retire. And I've done church work for 35 years and pretty much all I've known. However, it was the right decision both for my health and both for the financial health of the church. If there was going to be a church, if we were going to have the sizable congregation that we have, we had to make some adjustments. And it was the right decision, albeit a hard one. And I had no idea what cruising cost. And I was dumbfounded. And I called, the first person I came across was Sharon. I just thought, well, I'll look on YouTube. And I didn't have anything on YouTube at the time, except one of the kids years ago had put a video of me singing on YouTube. I didn't even know it. And so I decided to, I'm in here, Mommy. I'm on live right now, Mommy.
Oh, sorry, honey.
Okay. I've got Tony and Jenny Barnett on here.
Well, hello, Tony and Jenny.
Hello.
But I did not realize I got this sticker shock. And I thought, oh my goodness. And then as a retirement gift, some of the people got together and just did a solid, wonderful, exceptional gift and gave us enough to buy 2 cruises.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
And I thought, wow, that's incredible. But then I want to tell you what happened. And Sharon's tried everything to help me. I really made a mistake. Unbeknownst to me, I made a mistake, chose the wrong credit card. And I would advise everybody read the small print in your credit card. It was not a cruise mistake. It was the fact that I was not covered if my card was lost or stolen. And I thought all credit cards were. I never had that happen before. And my wallet was lost or stolen. First lost, then stolen, I assume. And the credit card company is not coming clean. So my Bermuda cruise coming up in October is canceled for me. Not through any fault of Sharon or the Norwegian people, but for my choice. I didn't read, apparently, the credit card information. That'll only happen this time. That won't happen again. And that's not something, that's something I can only blame myself for. I should have read the small print. I've taught other people over the years, read the small print. Hey, look, we've got Brooke Scott.
Right.
Brooke, I don't remember seeing you before, but welcome to our chat. Very glad to have you.
The beautiful Brooke.
What's up, Brooke?
Tyler, some of these people you may know. I don't. I do try to remember names. I can't remember a face. That's a medical condition, believe it or not. Najuma Brown, she's from New York. Jenny, I don't know if you know Najuma. She's the one from New York. You know, everybody from New York.
Everybody knows everybody from New York.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, so when I tell them I'm from Chicago land, I say that because they don't realize there are 258 suburbs here. And if you say Round Lake Beach, they'll be like, huh? Where's that? Or if you say I'm from Anderson, Indiana, unless they're Church of God people, they don't have any idea where Anderson, Indiana is. So
Well, Anderson, South Carolina.
Yeah.
there is an Anderson, South Carolina.
That's right.
Yes. But I just tell them Indianapolis or Chicago. Which one of those two?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Right.
Hey, guys. So Brooke Scott saying, hi, Tess, I'm on.
Tess, I'm on. How are
What's
you?
up, Tess?
Tess, we are always glad when you show up. You make our Friday evening brighter, my dear. Very good to have you. John is probably at work. J&N Travels, that's our New Hampshire people. What are you? I heard a cruise update, Tony. I watched your video today and from yesterday, and also watched Don's. And I don't know what happened. I haven't seen Don's in an age, and I don't know why. I never would have canceled him, but apparently I did not have him as one of my viewers or whatever. So I went back on and fixed it, but I don't ever remember dropping him or even why I would.
No,
Yeah,
YouTube
sometimes
does that,
YouTube
right?
does that. Yeah, it's we've seen that happen before. You just see some drop off, and we'll sometimes send out little reminders. Hey, check your subscription, because sometimes they, and I think sometimes it just depends. Like if it doesn't seem like there's a frequency, they'll take people off. But yeah, it's good to check every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Blaine is here. You guys know Blaine. Blaine is
Absolutely.
Jane
Traveler.
very good to have you, sir. Plump Travelers, that's Larry from from British Columbia. Very good to have you, Larry. Larry's a dear friend and a good brother as well. I was going to ask you, do you care to expound on this? Was it the head of, not Royal Caribbean, that said they're going to need like a 90-day period?
Yeah.
From
So the head of Norwegian Cruise Line, Frank Del Rio, they had their earnings call, and he said that they need 90 days. So whenever he gets the green light from the CDC, they just need 90 days. And he also said that they can get one ship a week going after that 90 days, so that if they get the green light by June, they could have their entire fleet for all of the Norwegian Cruise Line brands. They could have the entire fleet up by the end of the year, but they're still waiting for the next set of technical documents from the CDC. Once all the cruise lines get that next set of technical documents, then they will be able to do test sailings. Royal Caribbean said that those documents are imminent. Frank Del Rio said they're imminent, but he doesn't believe that they're that quickly coming. But once again, he said if you could get them by June, that they could be starting in 90 days.
From the time of getting the paperwork.
Yeah.
Well, I think the 90 days is going to be easier than getting the paperwork, because the paperwork just screams of the word red tape.
Yeah, a little bit, for sure.
I wouldn't even want to. I know what it's been like. My wife is still the administrator of a large congregation here in the suburbs, and just what little she does, it has been a nightmare. And we're not back to capacity, but far from it. Traveling Gilberts, that's our friends from Winsboro, Louisiana. I traveled a lot in Louisiana way back in the day. Ronnie and Teresa, very good to have you. We've got our friends, Tony and Jenny Barnett. They're our guests on here. We're talking about the possible or what it's going to take to get cruising started again. I think I have received both of my COVID shots. Now,
Oh, good.
I was in a different medical group. Probably, I don't want to get into any HIPAA violations, of course, but I was in a medical group that allowed me to get one right away.
Oh, that's good.
I was in the first, well, yeah, I guess it's good in a way that I was able to get my shot, but
Yeah, yeah,
the underlying conditions that allowed
yeah.
such a determination, I would rather do it without. Us and more. Very good to have you, friends. Beach Life, that's our buddy Hani. We love Hani. Very good to have you here, buddy. Positive Vibes Adventure, very good to have you. Thank you for being with us on Friday evening. Hope you're enjoying a steak and potatoes while you're watching the show.
That's right.
Sounds good.
That does
Does sound
good.
good.
Sounds good.
I'd have to see how much dashing DoorDash will do. But we are, I would recommend, unless, I mean, if you're able to get the shot, I think collectively, the more people, and this is not a political statement at all, and it's not a medical statement as far as me being a doctor. This is just a citizen who wants to get us back into being citizens, interactive with each other. Social media, yes. Social interaction, much more preferred. I prefer it that way, but I'm a pastor, retired, yes. But I haven't been to church for over a year now, to the actual house of worship. Now, we've got a building that can accommodate thousands. We can't put that many people in there right now because of local restrictions and different things. As we see the curve trend downward, we'll start to see things open up. But let's leave this to the medical experts. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm only talking about medical experts. Papa Mosul, it better start. We still need to meet up in Grand Turk next year. Larry, I'm waiting to hear back from Sharon. I think that one is on Carnival. I think the Magic is a Carnival ship. Jenny, is the Magic a Carnival ship?
It is.
Okay. So I think I'm okay on that one. It was the NCL that I was going to miss out on. Slinky, very good to have you, my friend.
Slinky.
What's up, Slinky?
How are you, beautiful?
Everybody loves Slinky. Very good to have you.
That's right.
Plump Traveler, Slinky. Carla McClendon, welcome, Carla. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for spending Friday evening. Traveling Gilberts, Aaron Smith from the beautiful, beautiful Tennessee area. Kevin Adamas, ¿Cómo está, Kaibigan? That is my friend, I believe he's from the Philippines. Yeah, Kevin Adamas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You probably know all these people, Jen. And everybody thinks you're their personal friend. I know how that goes. You know, when I looked out over a crowd of 10,000 people, I see the faces and I want to remember them. And if you'd scream out some names, I might remember the names, but I have no chance of face, not just because of my medical condition, but it's so easy when you see one person up in front of 10,000, everybody remembers that face. But for that face to remember 10,000 people in front, virtually impossible. But my heart is in the right place, to be certain. And I'm very grateful that we do have this particular medium. I love being able to talk to experts. I definitely consider you experts. It wasn't until I had, let me go back up to a year from, just over a year from now, in January of last month, is when I started watching, a year ago, excuse me, last month, I started watching Sharon at Sea. I didn't have to stay there, but about one program to see everybody was talking about Church Channel as well. So I thought, well, okay, well, I'm going to go check them out too. Well, I got over there and there were like 9,000 people watching your show. I'm like, holy cow. And I have since discovered why. You make people feel welcome. You make people feel, you certainly keep your show moving. I love No Dead Space. I wish I had technical skills That's something we always had to hire people for because I don't have any. I consider Tony and Jenny experts, says Plump. Absolutely, Larry. I do
Oh,
too.
Appreciate that.
Seabrook Scott, I am not a moderator for Papa, only Lalito Loca. I'm sure there's a way to make you a moderator, but I don't know how. But anyway, I don't have any problem if you want to be Slinky. I don't know how busy you are, but Tyler's a moderator. Tyler.
Aw. Traveling Gilberts, that really means a lot to me because I really do try very hard to remember little things, and then it can build up that relationship, because that, for me, relationships are super important, and I like to caress them and just grow them. So that really makes me feel very good. Thank you.
That is a wonderful, wonderful trait to have in the line of work that you're in. Or if you decide that if you completely lose your mind and want to be a pastor of a church, you could do that as well, because that's a wonderful attribute to have. And that is, try to use some kind of association to attach a name to some kind of a story or whatever. Really creative travel. Tony and Jenny are like family to us all. That is very, very nice. A lot of people feel that
Thank
way.
you guys. Yeah.
This is what I discovered. It's probably been right at a year from now since I found your channel. And after that, then Blaine got into one of his fits and had a Blaine-a-thons, what I call them. He called them cruise-a-thons. I called them Blaine-a-thons. And I met everybody under the cruise sun, as it were. Then I started meeting. Are you all? I've not heard. Jenny, do you or you, Tony, the one, deal with any other medium of travel other than just cruising, or is cruising your mainstay? I'm sure it is.
It is. I mean, like I'm all inclusive, like booking, and building your travel. Like I could do all inclusives and cruisings. But I think our Lalita Loca, well, I mean, our Lalita Loca is more than cruising, right?
Yeah,
it's us.
We'll do a little bit of everything, but it's as far as the travel aspect of it goes, it's probably focused mostly on cruising.
Yeah. That's I feel that's my specialty, so I just kind of.
Well, I mean, as far as like what news we cover and stuff, it's mostly
yeah.
it's mostly cruising. So.
I've gotten out of the habit of listening to any other channels for news. Because it's very nice to have a reliable source. Number one, that checks your information. You're not just, spitting out hairballs. And number two, you have a very good program. Your technical skill, you and Jamie and Ship Show, all you guys with your green screens and whatnot. And I've got this nice drapery that covers Mommy's back.
It is beautiful, though.
That's all you need, really.
It's a nice drapery, but it's not meant to be a backdrop, but it is. But you're very professional, and I so appreciate that. And I thank you very much for your work, and everybody in here loves you. Tony and Jenny are fellow Floridian good vibes. When I first
Us and more, so sweet.
Us and more. Now they're in Cape Coral.
Yeah, they're a little south of us.
Right. Mm-hmm. I have friends and family in Brookville, which that's very near Tampa. Well, not very near, but you know what I mean. North
Brooksville.
Yeah.
Brooksville. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? Brookville. Indiana is Brookville. Florida is Brooksville. Sorry about that.
But that's the next town from us.
We're Spring Hill, so we're very familiar. Yeah,
that's a beautiful, beautiful area, sun drenched. Yeah. If there is a hurricane there, it doesn't totally carry you out to sea with it. Like we're right on the coast, but there's a degree of safety if that's possible. Brooke was just asking about the blue moderator. She used to me being blue. Oh, she's used to me being. Oh, okay. Yes, Tony has become my source for cruise news. Yes, you cover it all and definitely on top of the latest. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Tess. I try.
Jeffrey Resendez is here. Welcome, Jeffrey. Good to see you. Oh, question, Jenny or Tony? Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey.
Resendez.
No. Yes, he's here. There's another Jeffrey
Pooler?
Pooler. Okay, did he change his screen name?
He did. He's Jeffrey's Adventures now.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got a thing on Facebook today. It said, "Would you like to join?" And it said Jeffrey's Adventures. And again, I can't recognize faces. I just thought I remembered Jeffrey from Jeffrey's whatever.
Jeffrey's Cruises, I think it was.
Jeffrey's Cruises. I
Mhm.
just thought I remembered him being from somewhere on the West Coast. And that was all. And his picture said something about Needham, Oregon, or somewhere out there. And I have family out there too, by the way. And so I went ahead and accepted it. And I thought, I am hoping this is the same guy that I did accept a stranger. But yes, Douglas Bray, good to have you. That is a new name to me, but probably not a new.
Yeah,
Jim,
we've cruised with Doug before.
Yeah.
oh, okay, Douglas.
And his family, yes.
Gina, I didn't go to your recent vendor email because it was land-based. I want on a cruise.
I know it, Brooke. I'll get in touch with you, sweetheart. Yeah, so what's pretty exciting is that we do virtual cruise nights. So those are always pretty informative. I know Royal Caribbean Celebrity was super informative a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
Your thoughts? I don't hear a lot of conversation. My first thought on booking a cruise, and maybe that's why I got sticker shock, was on Celebrity Summit out of San Juan. And I loved the itinerary. It was to go March 28th through whatever, April 4th or 6th, something like that. That was last year, of course. 2 weeks before that, then everything kind of come crumbling down. At the time, I didn't realize it was going to be that serious, and I thought, oh, they'll let us go anyway. And no. Any thoughts? Have you sailed Celebrity #1? And if so, what was your experience?
So we've been on the Celebrity Equinox, and it was amazing.
A great experience.
It was a great experience. We were able to take advantage. So I'm kind of the company that I work with. We have a lot of corporate groups space that is taken out, so the pricing is always a little lower. But we were able to get an aqua balcony and eat in the blue, right? Like, so it was just a separate restaurant. The La Petite was amazing. Yeah, Celebrity is really a lovely, lovely cruise line, lovely ship. It was wonderful.
It was really laid back too. I liked the vibe of it. It had a lot of good entertainment. It was just, I mean, I like it when the ship's got a lot of like upbeat atmosphere, but sometimes like I don't know if we'd been on several cruises or we'd been working a lot, but that cruise came right at the right time and it was just relaxing.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
You know, we did get lucky. We had a couple price drops that put us in that aqua class. And the blue restaurant that Jenny was talking about was kind of like an exclusive specialty restaurant. And so you got to eat there every day for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. And it was nice. I mean, that's one of my favorite cruises just from hanging out,
And
from us hanging out experience. Yeah.
that specialty was not included in your fare.
Yeah, with that room, it was. So that was what's interesting. So it was a special dining room just for the people that were in the aqua class.
Oh,
Right.
And it was probably like a 100-seat restaurant opposed to however big the main dining room is, and the food was really good.
And now Celebrity also changed a little bit, right? So they are including their beverage package, tips, and Wi-Fi. So you can still get just the cruise fare, but they've made it kind of enticing to do the whole kind of inclusive thing.
That's the interesting thing with cruise costs that we talk about it sometimes. some companies will hit you with the lowest price possible to get you in the door, and then they'll add things on. And so that's what you always have to compare. Am I paying just the base fee and then they're going to add on everything else? Or is this higher price? Does it include more than just the get me in the door? And sometimes when you price those out, you can go with that kind of higher end cruise experience for almost the same price as the get me in the door and then add stuff on. So it's an interesting way that these companies market themselves, and a good reason to have somebody like Jenny helping you out, because I know that you've found cruises that people basically paid the same amount of money, but they were able to get a nicer experience because of your ability to say, yeah, I know you could go for this cheaper price, but you're really getting more value by doing this other option. So
Absolutely.
Okay.
yeah.
That's good to know. I have heard several people discuss Celebrity. It sounds a little more my speed. However, Mommy is not so fuddy-duddy as I am. She likes a little bit more.
There's a lot of fun to be had on
so-
Celebrity. It's
And there's a difference between princess and celebrity.
yeah.
Right. A lot of people think that princess is and celebrity. It's just kind of like comparing Carnival and Royal, and NCL. They all have their individual personalities.
Yeah. Yeah, Celebrity is definitely one of those where you can still find a good time, but it's not all over the place, if that makes sense.
I mean, like Doug said, that is where we did our glass blowing.
That was awesome.
And,
Glass blowing at sea.
yeah, they had real, lawn up on the top deck, and it's lovely.
Brooke Scott says Celebrity will be after kids. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, Brooke.
Yeah, because
That
Carnival and Royal, definitely Norwegian. We haven't been on Norwegian, so it's hard for us to speak to that. But definitely Carnival and Royal. It's if I had a young family, that's where I'm going.
Right.
Or
Absolutely.
Disney eventually, but for my taste, I would probably go Royal and Carnival if our kids were, from 8 years old to teenagers or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those of you that don't know, this is Johnny's journey. Johnny has built 4 or 5 van builds. She calls them van builds. And basically, she takes a box van and turns it into living quarters that she can drive all over America. She just returned from a 4,300 mile shakedown and
Wow.
That's cool.
already has a list. And you should see the work that she's done on that van. If you don't get a chance to visit her channel, whenever you get a chance, go look at her channel. I've invited her to be our guest. I'm not sure if we're going to get her next month or possibly even in April. I'm already into April now.
Good.
Peter says, I'd not go on Celebrity. Seems more my speed as well. I'd not to go on Celebrity. I think it's in, I'd not hesitate to go. I think that's what Peter Mann is saying. And Peter, is that Peter from Hi Alf from Ottawa? Yes, Peter, welcome from Ottawa. Very glad to have you. You all know our guest, Shauna Snow. Good to see you, my friend, from South Carolina.
Hey, Shauna.
They are so much fun. Oh my God, those boys. They put the Energizer bunny machine. Those boys can dance all night, and I can't. But I could watch. I know Shauna Snow. That's Michigan. That's right. Shauna Short is who I'm thinking of. Shauna Snow is. I always say Latinas. That's my favorite eating spot in Flint, Michigan, and she lives right around the corner from it. So that's something we have in common. I love good Italian from good Italian families. Shauna Snow, I haven't talked to you forever. Very good to see you. Peter Mann saying, yes, I'd love to go on Celebrity. That was kind of our stick, was after I took our first, Mommy and I went on a cruise in 2008. Our senior got us a cruise and said, we're going to do this for you guys. And I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to pack. And I had to go buy stuff. And it was really a fiasco. But they all helped me through it, told me basically, By the way, if I were cruising for the first time, I would definitely go with someone who had been around that block, because there are 1,000 things most people don't think of. And no matter how much YouTube you watch, you can't learn everything you need to know. And I went with them, and then the other time I went with my sister. It was a good time both times because of them. Same reason people need to book with a travel agent. That is because I was sick with COVID. Oh, yuck. Shauna, you're not allowed to get that. Oh, we don't want that. Okay, looking at Celebrity Summit as well. I tell you, it was, Peter Mann, that's going to Bermuda. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't have a credit with them now. I only have credit apparently with Carnival, and we're supposed to be going to Aruba from Port Canaveral in January.
Very nice.
January the 29th. That is a wonderful time to leave Chicago.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
That is a precious.
And that's a wonderful time in Florida.
Oh, man. Because you know what? Port Canaveral, even if I don't get to Aruba, Port Canaveral is still 1,000 miles south. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
let's see who's saying Celebrity Summit as well. Yeah. But I told Mommy, I said, I don't want to go on Royal Caribbean again. And I didn't tell my sister that, but I had told my wife that because they had so many kids. And our friend said, oh, no. If you think that's a lot of kids, don't go on a Carnival cruise. Meanwhile, Mommy went on 2 or 3 ladies' cruises, come back, said, oh, man, Carnival is the best. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I said, am I going to love it because you love it, or am I really going to love it? I'm not down on kids. I have triplets. They just turned 22 3 weeks ago.
Oh, congrats.
I'm fine with that. I don't have a son anymore. My daughters are beautiful young ladies, and that in itself has stress. What's this say from Peter? Sorry, Jenny, as I live in Ottawa, I will probably use Mr. Don Terrace. Well,
And that's fine.
that is fine.
Yeah.
Kathy
Don's a very
Mill,
good friend of ours.
Aruba is beautiful, white sandy beaches, but windy. Enjoy. I've never been to Aruba. I'm looking forward to going, and I just think January has to be the perfect time. That's when I went before on the Jewel of the Seas. We took that Tortola, St. Martin, St. whatever.
I think we're going into Tola in November
Yeah.
on the Celebrity
On
Edge.
the edge, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with the thing that goes up and down the side,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, the magic carpet.
Oh, magic carpet, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
did
very
not know Carla Clinton. I did not know I realized that you lived there. Johnny is heading into work. I think she is one of our fine nurses. We thank you, Johnny, for all that you do. You're on the front line of healthcare. Johnny,
Absolutely.
good on you, my friend. Good on you, and be safe out there. M&M Journey, welcome. If you were here before and I didn't see you, forgive me. I'm slow. CA Cruisers, is that California Cruisers? Saying hi to Larry and to M&M Journey. Kathy Mills, Shaw Snow Beach Life. Honey, I think Honey, are you coming on later tonight? I think you're coming on in an hour or two, because Q's Cruisers are taking this Friday off. I may be looking at programming change because Mommy is tired of dinner being interrupted every Friday. And happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
When you spend 35 years with the same person, you got to try to make their world a good place.
That's
What
right.
does this say here? I never skip the Gilberts. They're my favorite people. That is, let's see, from Shauna Snow. Okay. Shauna, tell us, are you about through the COVID or what? Yuck. Ugh. I got both of mine, so I'm good. The second one did not bother me. A lot of people said the second shot bothered them, made them a little bit feverish. The first one did a little bit, but not bad. quite frankly, I'm amazed it didn't kill me, but I'm thankful nonetheless.
Yeah.
I know, never skipped. Kathy Mills. Kathy Mills. I knew a Kathy Mills, but I'm not sure where from.
Kathy Mills was our neighbor up in Charlotte.
But we didn't know her.
We didn't know her.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. When I first found you guys, you were just you were leaving Charlotte, was it? And
Yeah.
moving to Florida, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
We
Okay.
moved Charlotte in
January.
2020, January
Mhm.
2020. Yeah.
Okay. So, because I remember you talking about, we're going to unload another box or two, and then you got
It never happened,
We've
Papa
never
Moza.
done that, actually. Our garage is full of boxes.
you gave us all a load of stuff to laugh about on your toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
That was rich comedy. I was loving that. I heard on the news that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be approved this weekend. There is some truth to that, Aaron. I've got a friend with the CDC. I can't go into names and don't want to, but there is some truth to that. I can just caution you. Its efficacy is not quite up to where the Moderna is and the Pfizer. So keep that in mind. A little bit more risk if there is such a thing as a good risk. Shauna says I'm still a little congested and have a cough. It's been 4 weeks now. Ugh. It doesn't help matters, Shauna, that we're in winter, and that we all have to deal normally with the winter cold or the flu sometimes. Sorry, I got to run. Teresa's about to get ready for our evening walk. Oh dear, Ronnie, I tried to save you, buddy. I'm sorry. Be safe, my brother.
Ronnie, tell Teresa hello.
We love Ronnie and Teresa. Hey there, AA Ron. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys ever saw that video of the Key and Peele guy. I forget his name. He does the ghetto back to school teacher or substitute teacher. Have we got everybody? Okay, we're caught up in the chat.
Very good.
Where I know everyone comes to you with this question, this burning question that you probably not heard over 2,000 times in the last 1 year. When do you think cruising will resume? And I won't put that to you because I know it's been put to you, and you've answered it even on here tonight. You've given us some direction to head with our thinking. Do you have suggestions for people that you feel like may help expedite the process some? And everybody on here, first you got to realize none of us here, to my knowledge, are medical professionals, nor are we pushing some political agenda. This is not a Democrat show or a Republican show. Don't anybody get worried. We're not talking about that. Chris Goo, if I'm saying that right, Goo or Gao, very good to have you. Hello to Tony, Jenny, and Tony as well. Very good to have you. Where are you calling from, or where are you coming to us from? Blaine knows him. Blaine's like Jesus. Blaine knows everybody. What would you offer to help people that you feel like may have escaped them? Even if it's been said, what can you reinforce that you feel like the average person needs to know and can do to help? Either one of you or both.
I mean, for me, the thing that I've thought this whole time is, cruising's not going to start, and you mentioned it earlier, until the numbers go down. And realistically, the big movement that we've seen on the numbers is as the vaccines have been on the rise. And so, I know not everybody is pro-vaccine, but if you are, just try to get that as soon as possible. And I think that's really going to be the magic bullet, and, we tried it a year without the vaccine and really didn't get a good handle on anything. And so that's what I think is going to happen. I think the vaccine's going to roll out, the numbers are going to go down,
Mhm.
and then we're going to start seeing life return to some sort of normalcy. So it's a waiting game, opposed to, tactically telling people what to do. I would just caution people to tap into the last little bit of patience that they have. It's hard to ignore the last, we haven't really hit a year, right? Things didn't really start locking down until April or May. Cruising just stopped on March the 14th. We're not even to 1 year of no cruising. And so sometimes people, you can get in that mindset where like, oh, we've been in this turmoil, but it's been relatively, there's people that have lost loved ones and struggled with sickness and lost jobs and lost businesses. And so if you're not one of those people, count yourself lucky, tap into that little bit of patience that you have left, and just know that 6 months from now, 1 year from now, we'll be in a lot different place. I mean, so it's, that's hard though, because, everybody's dealing with the day-to-day despair of it all. But, in the historical context, there's been people that have had it so much worse.
Right.
And, everything's relative, but, you gotta level set your mind a little bit. Sometimes you have to, raise your mind above your circumstances and realize that the better is closer than it is far away. At least that's my opinion.
Preach, my brother. I yield the platform to you, sir.
But
You got to put your head above your circumstances. That's a message of faith, which for any Christian, that is a paramount message. If you're not a Christian, don't be offended. We love you no matter what you are. Chris Goo said I did pronounce it right. We have Mary Ellen Dillon. That's
Mary
hey,
Ellen.
Mary Ellen.
we all know and love that name. We see her. We see her every week on these chats. Plump, really. Chris Goo, where are you from? I forget. Chris Goo, you guys know him?
We do. We see him a lot. He normally comes in with a bonsoir, which makes me think
Bonsoir.
that he is French or somewhere that French is prevalent.
Well, then maybe it's really written Geaux.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
I'm Christopher Goo.
Yeah.
Like I say in my lives, we are one day closer than yesterday. Blaine, that is a wonderful, wonderful attitude to have, my friend, and you're absolutely right. We are
No,
not
that's right.
dead.
Chris is from Quebec City.
Yeah.
From where?
Quebec City.
There we go.
Yep.
Français. We are not dead, so I mean, it could be worse. And I can tell you, I've personally lost about 17 people from friends and family that are personal friends. I'm not talking about people I know about. I'm talking about personal family and friends.
Right.
Couldn't even go into the hospital to hold their hand on their last breath. I was able to be with my mother on her last breath and hold her hand while she left this world. And that was a blessing. That was a blessing a couple months ago. And I gave thanks for it because I didn't want to see her suffer. It's never easy, and even if we're prepared for it. But my inexperienced self keeps saying, start up in March for staff, cruising by the fall. Okay. Okay, and that's where Chris is from, Quebec City.
Well, and that's it, right? It's anybody's guess.
Yeah.
We say it also. We're one day closer. It's anybody's guess. Nobody knows. I hope it's sooner than later, but it's all just a waiting game and patiently waiting.
Well, you just keep looking for the signals, right? Like so many things in life, you're like, all right, what are the signals? And to me, I think, at least as far as cruising goes, the next signal would be seeing the test cruise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Once the test cruise happens, we're pretty well on our way. We've seen it evolve really rapidly in places like Singapore and like Italy. Yeah. I mean, there were conversations, and then, quickly after that, 6 weeks after that, there were cruises. And so I think as the cruise lines connect better with the government here, I think eventually you will see that happen. But it's just we're just not quite to the top of the hill, it doesn't seem like yet.
No, and I feel like also, even like with the Alaska cruises, right? So the Alaska season is from April to September, October. They have canceled or suspended, the ones that are leaving from Canadian ports.
Right.
So I feel good a little bit that they didn't, suspend the round trips out of Seattle
Right.
or California. So that to me, I feel good about. Catch a can, like we were talking, 93% of their income
That's
Comes
is from cruises.
Yeah.
Cruises,
Oh
not
my!
not travel, just cruise industry. So I mean, they really need us to come back.
What do you reckon those poor people, I mean, are doing? I would hope that the government is able to help some.
Yeah, hopefully they're able to get on some of those loan programs and
Right.
those kind of things. So, the fortunate thing, it's most of the cruise companies are not incorporated in the United States, so therefore they're not, those kind of loan programs aren't available. But fortunately, a lot of these secondary businesses are U.S. based, and they can get the unemployment or they can get the loans. And so I think that's the only thing that's going to pull people through until, that's the thing that's really tragic about all this. So many businesses and lives were disrupted by no fault of their own. So it's really one of those, it's a huge reminder how little control we have over things, because people were doing their jobs and doing well and having thriving businesses, and something outside of their control changed their circumstance in a way that, it'll take a while for people to recover from.
Right.
One of the reasons I started my channel is because I talked to several people, yourself included, and just got a little feedback here, a little feedback there. This was back in June and early part of July. And I wanted to find out, because I had all kinds of people telling me, oh, you should start a YouTube channel. I'm saying, yeah, right. I don't even know how to turn the computer on. And I thought, number one, I can't run a computer. I have no idea. Number two, what would I've been on 2 cruises, and the last one was 7 years ago. I don't know about the up and coming cruise ships. I don't have vlogs. I didn't even know what a vlog was. I had to look up blog first, and then I thought, well, what's a vlog? Vlog?
Yeah.
Once I learned what that was and how simple and how stupid I was, and I thought, no, that's not going to work for me. I don't have anything. And a friend of mine who told me, he said, why would you think about doing anything other than ministry? That's all you've ever done. And I said, well, no, they're not looking on YouTube for a church. He said, well, you don't know that. He said, but even if they're not, he said, can you not put something out, put a sermon every week? And the more I got to watching, I was watching so many lengthy videos, and it was occurring to me that people were putting immense talent and time and trouble into their videos. To put a half-hour video, I thought, oh my gosh, that must take 10 or 12 hours to do. And maybe I'm over, I don't know, but it seemed way, way beyond what I was capable of. And so that's when I decided to do it, but to try to put out just small ones, like maybe 5-minute videos, just something encouraging, inspirational. I could do that in my sleep, and just try to relate people on a street level. And if I want to, possibly go to the park and talk to somebody in the park. I do it all the time anyway. Not necessarily this time of year, but so that's what I did. There's something for everybody on YouTube, and I have found it very, very rewarding, and I have been so grateful for the people like yourselves and the others that have encouraged me to start this up. I don't think there's a quick fix. Just a minute ago, Aaron Smith said the quick answer is whenever the CDC lets us. That is
They are the gatekeeper right now.
They are.
exactly right. I know they're gonna, they're the biggest player right now, and they're watching. I do know that they are watching hardcore numbers. They do not care about politics. The people that are in these decision making, I can assure you, some of them I know personally are very, very experienced. If I were to use the word expert, it would somehow fall short of what some of these people that I know are. They're beyond experts. And, oh, that's our pony. But they're watching real life numbers. It's a great week when we can say, okay, instead of 700 in Illinois this week, we only had 500. Yeah, it's terrible that we have to say that, but
Yeah.
it's better than 700,
Yeah, that's right.
This has been a very strong industry. I wonder where I've been these last 7 or 8 years and why I didn't catch this before, but I guess I was busy having strokes and stuff.
Yeah.
British Columbia is so nice. I haven't been to Vancouver in years. I was supposed to disembark from my Alaska cruise there in October of 21. Vancouver is beautiful too. Vancouver is beautiful. I have traveled there. I was in Victoria here a few years ago. Victoria is beautiful. If you ever want a beautiful, beautiful city to go and see historic architecture and lovely architecture, I don't know that that's a cruise. It might be a cruise port, but Victoria is just a beautiful city to go stay in. Look at the House of Parliament. Also, Butchart Gardens is just outside of the city. It's called Butchart, Butchart, Butchart Gardens. It is worth any amount you have to pay to get there. If you like flora, if you're a fan of flowers and all kinds of topiary and fountains and walkways built into it, oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like it anywhere in the world. It would remind me, Tony, a little bit. You and Don made a jaunt here a year or two ago I saw a video of Japan.
Yeah, we went to Shanghai and then we went to several cities in Japan, Shanghai, China, and then a few cities in Japan.
Okay, I thought on the one in Japan, I thought you guys went to a garden there that was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, we went to the Osaka Castle and it had a garden area around it. Yeah, it was amazing. What was wild is it was in the middle of Osaka, which is very built up, but in the middle of it almost reminds me of how Central Park sits in the middle of New York.
Yeah.
There was just this sacred ancient place in the middle of this town, which was really interesting.
That's kind of when I think of Butchart, I think of you and Don going on one question about Don, since we're totally off the subject now. Don doesn't truly say a V for fantastic, does he?
No, he says fantastic. I can't remember the exact story, whether he said it wrong once and it stuck, or something about his neighbor had a van. But yeah, he said he doesn't say fantastic. He says fantastic.
Well, I know. I was wondering if it was a medical condition where all his F's became V's.
No.
Or if he's just being a fantastic guy.
Yep,
That's right.
Being a fantastic. That was actually when he surprised us. So it's probably been a couple years since we met Don. He showed up out of the blue on the MSCC side. And I think that was the first question we asked him. I'm pretty sure it's the first thing I said to him. Did you say fantastic or fantastic? What's going on? Yeah.
Now, you met him. I think you regaled that tale when you were on the show earlier. But for those that we've got 24 still left here, Vancouver, Victoria, and Nanaimo are all cruise ports. Oh, thank you, Larry. The Gibson's one day. Okay, awesome fish and chips. Yum. And I'm hungry. Tony, you met Don, you said a couple of years ago, you and Jenny?
Yeah, so we just celebrated our wedding anniversary on February the 22nd, and we normally cruise on our wedding anniversary. So this is the first wedding anniversary we didn't spend with Don in the last 3 years.
I missed him.
So he we were on the MSCC side, so I guess it would have been 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And he just showed up. Like he just made a plan to come meet us. And so we met him for the first time, and we had a great time. Don and I knocked around San Juan and St. Martin, and then that's when we hatched the plan to go to Japan.
Yeah.
And then I guess that was 2019. That was 2019. Then Don and I went to Japan at the end of 2019, and then right before the lockdown, we were on the Divina, the MSC Divina last year, and he did the same thing. He showed up out of the blue, and so this was our first anniversary in the last 3 that we haven't spent with Don.
Now, which one was it? The one where you did the bowling? There was a bowling alley.
Yeah. So on the MSCC side, there was a full bowling alley. We did that, and then on the Divina, they have like it feels like it's duck pin bowling or small bowling, something like that. So there was some bowling there too.
Okay.
If I couldn't find them too, that's where they were.
In the bowling alley or the
or the theater.
Yeah.
You're a very competitive man, aren't you, sir?
Not as much as I like. It doesn't bother me to lose at anything anymore because I don't know. Like I used to be when I was younger, but I'm not as much anymore. I'm just glad to be there,
Absolutely. I do.
And I like to celebrate the even in loss. I'm happy to celebrate the victory of the one I lost to because I count it all as good.
There's no such thing as a bad day on a golf course.
That's right.
If I could only get out there again, I would love to. There's such thing. I would love to just ride the cart around. He said he messed up once, and it stuck.
Thank you, Carla.
There was somebody else that came on here, and I think I missed him. We got Christina V. Christina,
Hey, Christina.
Welcome. You can tell us, everybody, if you're coming on here. We've got Tony and Jenny. Probably about to run out of time. I've got just a couple minutes. Okay, before time escapes us, I'm going to be putting these things in here. Thank you, Plump. Thanks for doing this for us, Larry, for putting these links in. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry.
I just took a second to poke around Para DJ's playlist of their Alaska cruise. They stopped off at Victoria on the way back. It was nighttime, and it was beautiful. Victoria is beautiful. If you ever get to Seattle, take you a 3-hour ferry across there. Beautiful. Get over there. Catch you one of those 1939 Rolls-Royce limos, take you around town for a couple $100. Take you up.
We'll be there in August 2022. We have an Alaska group cruise.
Out of Seattle.
Yeah.
Out of Seattle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stops in Victoria.
So tell us, first off, for those of you that, just in case there's somebody that just crawled out from under a rock that doesn't know your schedule, tell us what your weekly schedule is.
We do a daily video that comes out about 1 p.m. every day for the most part. And then we have 2 live shows. We've got Tuesday Night Live, which happens 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And then we do an afternoon show on Thursday to connect with our friends in Europe. So that's the Thursday show at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now, we do get a lot of people that come to the Tuesday show on Thursday, but we found most people like in Europe couldn't get to the 9 p.m. Tuesday show. So
yeah, we got a pretty big difference there.
I mean, they chose sleeping over seeing
crazy.
us talk.
Why would they want to sleep instead of watch us?
It has a lot. The Inner Harbor in Victoria, British Columbia has lots of lights on the Empress Hotel and the Parliament buildings. Yes, Douglas, been there, done that, seen that, stayed there, loved it, would do it in a heartbeat if I could get out of the country and back in. That's another thing. We don't have a national, I don't think, we don't have a national code, I think, that we're going by as far as every state is a little bit different on what they're allowing in and what they're allowing out. Illinois sometimes is hard as a rock. Other times they're a little bit lenient. Then you've got Chicago, which is 10 million metro, which that encompasses 4 states, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. What are you going to do with that? So, I mean, these are all logistical problems that have to be reconciled.
So our land borders are closed, so people from Canada can't cross by land or from Mexico. Then there are a list of countries that can't fly into the United States. Most of those are European countries, but anybody that's flying in now has to have a test before they fly in. So there's a little bit of strictness coming in, but to your point, when it comes to domestic travel, it's, it varies from state to, like Florida, anybody can come here and it's no big deal.
Right.
Which is interesting. It's been interesting.
which is why I stay home.
We stay
Or
in the
double
house.
mask.
Yeah.
It's posted if you're coming from Florida to here. You're going to have to meet some guidelines, and not just Florida. If you're coming from anywhere to Illinois, and Illinois isn't the only one, and so I feel like there needs to be a national. It's something we could all count on and say, okay, this is a federal thing. But everyone, I want you to make Tony and Jenny very welcome. I would have you give them a round of applause, but I don't think they would see it. But I am so thankful that you took time from your schedule to join us. The links are in the chat here. Larry from Plump Travelers has put their links in the chat for their Facebook group as well as for their YouTube channel. We are definitely better people because we have their channel and their friendship. And I thank them so much for being with me on this Friday. God bless you, folks. I'm praying for your continued success. You pray for mine.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Papa Mozo. Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. See you later.